Hello.
Hello. Yeah, is this Mark from Dyslexic Fudgical?
Yes, it is. And we're also here with Caleb and Scott.
Hey, sorry, I'm just doing goofy voices.
What's up?
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Cool. So, what you guys working on?
Oh, man.
Well, we're finishing up 2 EPs. One is a punk covers EP, and another one is going to be a split with Gefilte Fest.
I heard of those guys. I know.
Yep. Okay. So, you sound excited.
I heard of those those crappy guys. Oh, yeah. I guess.
Well, on the off chance that they're listening to this, I'd just like to say they're great guys.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell them that. Well, there's actually 2 of them. I'm one of them, but I'll make sure to let the other guy know. So
all right. Please relay the message.
All right.
Once those are released, then we'll be changing our name to Druslan.
Druslan.
Correct. And we'll be working on our next full length.
So what does that mean? Where does Druslan come from?
A lot of people believe that it means baby dragon after I bounced the name off of them. What it actually is the Icelandic translation for slut.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it is. It fits me anyway.
So
I try to drag other people into my bad decisions, but this apparently not my choice this time.
I'm sure you're gonna have people saying, "Yo, man, you check out this band, Drew Schlong."
Well, there might be a guy named Drew that has a sweet lawn.
I was thinking.
Have you seen it?
He's always on the John Deere. Doing a great job.
I was
took over and put marijuana plants on it.
I was thinking, what would people who dislike you or people who are idiots would be calling you? Because people are like that. That's the only thing I could come up with. Drew and his schlong.
and Drew a schlong, and we had our new name.
That's cool. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. All right, I guess you're working on new Druslan material, or I guess you're doing both.
Yes, the full length. We will have one single coming out relatively soon, so that'll kind of just be the first thing to throw out there, and that one is so far planned to be on the next full length as well. It might be probably a newly recorded version of it, but this will just be a single to get something out there with our name on it.
What's that one called? I forgot the name of it.
It's called Moon Noose. That'll be out probably sometime next month.
Yeah, that's cool. Looking forward to it. So with the name change, you're doing more serious stuff. You're not doing. I guess you're gonna still do your old material and.
Look, for the time being, we'll be playing a lot of our previous material that we recorded under the DF name. What I had tried to usually do in the past lyrically was have something extremely goofy on the surface, and then underneath you find a totally different story. And it pretty much affected no one positively. So moving on, this is something a little bit more direct, not completely, in league with everybody else, but just something, blur those lines a little bit. But this is intended to be a little bit more digestible.
I like the logos you come out so far for Druslan. Who did that? Who does the logos? Who's the artistic?
That was me, Scott. I was supposed to be doing actual work in my job, so technically I got paid to make that.
It kind of reminds me of an old Voivod logo, or is it their newer logo? It kind of has that look to it. That's not what I see.
Yeah, I will take the Voivod comparison as a big compliment.
You guys already hit on all the questions I was going to ask. So let me do the basic. Let me know about the history of your band, how you came to be, and all that stuff.
This is going way back to.
Are we doing like the actual?
I can just keep talking, and you can tell me when you're bored and when to shut up. The bulk of it is back in early 2003. Myself and Mark were attending Fitchburg State College, which is now Fitchburg University, and another guy by the name of Ricky V. Stormrider was with us. And so we knew each other a little bit, but I hated being in the dorm, so I'd always be in the woods sleeping and doing my projects and stuff out there. And usually just screaming along to whatever death metal album I felt like at the time. And, the two of them, Mark and Ricky, were talking about starting a band, and they found me, just doing my screaming thing in the woods. And next thing I knew, I was in the band, and we hadn't really picked a name out yet, and we ran into this very bizarre old man, also in his own little part of the woods, I guess. He claimed he claimed to be a model for the guy on the Quaker Oats oatmeal box.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what he told us. I mean, I can't really vouch for this guy. I can only tell you what he gave us. And, he said he had a band, and all his members just quit, so he had to join. And we said, what the hell? And we started, jamming with him with, acoustic guitars and stuff like that. And we built a bonfire out in the woods, and it's a pretty fun time. And he told us that we're like, oh, wait a second, you're already in a band. What's the name of your band? And he said it was Dyslexic Logical. And he said that it actually had been passed down through several generations and actually initially formed during the Civil War. So
really?
It had some roots, at least according to this guy. But, the guy, I don't know if he was all there. I don't think dyslexia had been discovered yet back in the Civil War days, and I don't think fudgicles were invented either. So,
no.
The validity of the story, I'll leave up to the listener, because I can't really confirm or deny.
Maybe it would be called. Maybe he thought maybe it was called dysentery mutton or something like that. Or didn't they eat mutton back in the old days?
Maybe. I mean, we chose to keep the name just because it's the most of something. It's the worst name you've ever heard, and we're like, well, it's the most of something at least. Sticks out like that. But by the end of the night, like it was probably like 4:30 in the morning, and we had more than a little bit of booze in our system, and this guy just freaks out on us, starts giving us a bunch of fuck yous over and over again, and announces that he's quitting the band and he takes off and leaves. So, we kept the name for 14 years, but it hasn't done us any favors, so here's the new one. Given to us by a crazy old man, and that's that.
That's an awesome story. I wasn't expecting that. That's pretty cool. How did you, I guess, Mark came across Gefeltevist, which, if anybody listening doesn't know, I'm pretty much the guy in Gefeltevist. How the hell did you find out about Gefeltevist anyway? I always have to ask people.
I found out through Mark. He was just said like, hey, we're going to do a split with these guys. I'm like, all right, let's hear it. And I definitely laughed my ass off. Yeah. I don't know, Mark, how did you?
I think you found us first, and then so I was listening to the show, and I think that's where I heard. That's where I started to hear Gefeltevist.
Oh, okay.
Being the apparent only person who enjoyed it or saw value in it, then I figured, well, he probably wouldn't mind doing a split. So in that way, we could make some garbage. We could put our garbage together. Make a garbage sandwich and just swallow it.
That's a good tagline for the split. Make a big it's like a big garbage sandwich.
Swallow our collective garbage.
I don't even remember what I put on there anymore. I have to listen to it again.
The tagline of the band said like worthless garbage that only weirdos like, and I was like, great, I'm in the right place.
Our tagline is worthless grindcore garbage. I don't really know how to. I don't know how to explain what our music is. It's just grindcore garbage. We used to be
avant-garde.
Avant-garde. Weirdness.
Avant-garde and garbage grind.
Some of the songs that we're contributing for the split with you are of a similar nature. You know what I mean? We definitely were inspired by one of your songs. There's two songs about diabetes on there.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because of the multiple Wilford Brimley samples. What else? And there's a couple songs we actually went to the studio for, recorded. Our drummer Caleb has been with us for about a year now, so wanted to get him on some tracks. So we went to the studio recently. So there's some songs that sound kind of cool, and there's some songs that sound fucking weird. Can I say that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the final product. That's gonna be done sometime next month or something.
Yeah. I've tried to sneak you a couple demos ahead of time, but yeah, it should be ready for release next month. And I think we're putting our end up on iTunes and stuff, so you should be able to check it out no matter where you are.
Maybe a few people will buy it. I don't care.
I just
I don't care either.
scuffles, like, when they're not ready for it, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
Gefeldfist only sold one album in our history. I always give them, whenever I do shows, I just give CDs away. And people say, how much do you want? Nothing, take it.
I sold a CD to Scott once, so technically we sold one, but it was to ourselves.
Well, there you go. That's cool.
So he sold one more than we have.
And it was to somebody we didn't even know. Somebody in New York bought one. We made CDs on that website, cafepress.com. I don't know if they still do CDs, but they're expensive as hell. But somebody actually bought one, and it was our crappy album from 2004, our first ever release. How the hell? Why would anybody want to buy this?
Yeah, now we had a couple of people buy some of our early work, or at least request that we ship it to them, like guys in England and guys in Belgium.
There's one dude who bought our last record named Don Hinge. He's out there in Australia, so we mailed him one copy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, did a couple projects. He's involved with a net label called Kitsch Magic, so I'll give him a shout out for actually, buying our record. Thank you.
Yeah, Don, I'm familiar with. I just met him a couple weeks ago and played his Vomit Fruit EP, some cover songs, noisy cover songs, which are really cool.
I heard that. It was a great record. I was impressed.
You really have to listen to what the cover is, because it's heavy on noise and the vocals are kind of low in the mix, and you gotta, if you really listen, it's like, oh, that's
closer to the actual melodies and others. But I kind of like it when he takes it out and left field and gets real weird with it.
Yeah.
That's just me. So I think it's good that on our upcoming EP we'll get some of that stuff out of our system before we actually start playing some serious metal.
That's cool.
More serious things.
So you guys up in what, Rhode Island?
Yep, Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
I know Mark didn't like my Red Sox post because the Rays down here in Tampa were playing the Red Sox. So.
They're the team to beat in the East. So.
Yeah, as always. Them or that other team from New York, which I'm sure you guys don't like, but anyway.
Who?
I'm like the worst baseball fan ever. I'm not even a fair weather fan. It's basically like if they're in the World Series, I might watch half of it, but.
I don't believe in New York. If they ever book us for a show, maybe I'll go out there and maybe I'll find out it's a real place. But I'm not convinced it exists.
Yeah, you guys just do basically shows around your area, and
so far that's what it's been like. Most all New England states so far, but hopefully I'd like to get a New York show.
Yeah, definitely.
That place that doesn't exist. Yeah, I'd like to play that.
Yeah, we
the famous wrestling town of parts unknown.
Trying to book some more shows. Hopefully, grab a couple before the end of the summer. We don't have anything booked currently, but keeping an ear out. That's why we've been in the studio most of the summer anyway. So
yeah, our last show was 2 months ago in Massachusetts.
Okay.
We'll have to get a few more in.
Yeah, East Coast, and maybe by next year we'll see if we can do a run for a couple days somewhere. But that's something we gotta figure out.
A lot of work behind that. So if you guys need
a couple days, so.
Maybe if you guys sorry about that. If you need a gig in Pennsylvania, the other DJ Dastardly, he lives in Pennsylvania. He goes to shows all the time. I'm sure he could find places.
That'd be awesome. We could get there and back in about a day and a half. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like to play out there.
Yeah, I grew up in Pennsylvania, so.
Excellent.
But yeah, I'll let you know if you guys are looking for gigs and without the feelers for you out there in either New Jersey or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, what's up, Laura I? What's up?
Hey, Laura I, are you listening?
She might be listening. So yeah, if you know some people and you want to help out, Druslan, that's us. If you're not wise to the name change yet, so yeah. We'd like to play out there in New Jersey, Connecticut, because I'm living on the border of Rhode Island and Connecticut right now, so we're out there pretty much now as well.
Yeah, Laura should be able to help. Wink, wink. She should be listening to this. So what else? The other usual interview question is, what bands are you influenced by? All that good stuff.
Every band on the planet except for Nickelback.
What about Hall & Oates?
Hall & Oates is awesome. Are you big Billy Joel fans too?
I know that we had a guitarist that was not. Sometimes it's trial and error. But he was a big fan of REO Speedwagon.
Isn't there a punk band called REO Speed Dealer or something like that?
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
And they're also.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, myself, I draw from, pretty much 80s speed metal and death metal and punk, all kinds of classic rock, 70s stuff like Uriah Heep.
Deep Purple.
Yep.
What was the first metal album that got you into the music?
First one I ever bought with my own money was AC/DC Back in Blakk. That was on cassette.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
I had I think it was Negative Peace Out.
Peace Out, wow. I'm old. My first one was, first I got into I was into hair metal for a little while, but the first extreme thing that I got into was the Celtic Frost. I think it was their Tragic Serenade EP or Two Megatherion. After I heard that, it's like, bye-bye hair metal.
That's my all-time favorite stuff right there.
What was your first concert?
For me, it was Weird Al.
Weird Al.
I was at the 1994 Warped Tour in Falmouth, Massachusetts, and it was like NoFX, Civ, the Mighty Mighty Boston's, Players, the Suicide Machines, and Pennywise, I think, were the headliners.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And Caleb, what was the first thing you saw there?
Goodness, I've seen...
Oh, man. Yeah,
that's the I don't want to admit what I got dragged to when I was a kid. Not today. Nope. Thanks for playing.
My first concert was David Lee Roth and Cinderella.
Oh,
there you go.
Back in Philadelphia in the Spectrum. Back in those days. Yep, exactly. That was a cool show. It was in the nosebleeds, but it was still awesome.
Was Steve Vai playing with him? And Billy Sheehan?
Billy Sheehan, Steve Vai, yep. I was never a big Van Halen fan, but it was a cool show.
Yeah, well, I'm a very big fan of the first Van Halen record, and after that it's kind of sporadic songs here and there. I was a little freaked out by David Lee Roth at first. He kind of just came up to me as some guy that did acid too many times at a little kid's birthday party.
I love Van Halen, but they don't like me.
I mean, bless the guy. I'm still a David Lee Roth fan. Just
sometimes Wolfgang sends me angry tweets.
Yeah, it was cool back in the day. What else? Do you guys, when you guys do shows, do you do anything? I guess you won't name more, but do you do anything goofy, like do any goofy stage things, or wear outfits or anything like that, or costumes?
We did, but I don't.
I'm
probably like, I can't speak for everybody. Like,
for years we chucked burgers, $1 burgers from the dollar menu at the audience. And some people were just happy to get fed. You know, a lot of our fans are homeless.
Are homeless.
Yeah. Somehow a rubber chicken would find its way into my pants before every show. But, I don't know. I think I finally scared it off.
I think it's going to be trial and error, man.
Yeah, just think of cool things to do. I always try to think of things to do at shows, and I always when I play my song "Bread," I usually throw bread at the audience, and then have them throw toast at me.
We're gonna start covering that song. Bread.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He follows it up with toast.
Yeah, toast.
Talking to Mark, I'll have to contribute something to a song in the future. Either some screaming. Well, yeah, probably just some screaming. Because my main instrument is the bass guitar, but you guys already have bass guitars. No need to have two basses.
I can barely play it, but yeah, I try.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, no, we'd be down to have you on something. We recorded a whole album just through like email, more or less, 1 year. And, you know, it's nice to not have to do that, but we still know how. So if you want to contribute, we'll be in touch about that.
Yeah, it's always cool to actually, if you have the time to actually sit down as a group and practice instead of doing it through email, which it's good in a way. You can collaborate with people in different countries, but it's always better to actually be in the same room and bounce ideas and throw rubber chickens at people.
With the new stuff we're working on, it's like, you know, this is what we sound like when we're all together and we're all working and writing together. So hopefully it'll sound a little more cohesive and hopefully like fucking heavy, man. That's what we're going for.
All right, so yeah, what else do you want to add to the interview here?
I'm making a really funny face right now.
Man, I don't know.
I was just looking forward to getting back out there and gigging some more. And
we're looking for a guitarist.
yeah, lead guitar player.
Yeah, so anybody who plays lead guitar, I mean, you know, it'd be helpful.
Okay. And you guys?
Either way, we're moving forward, but it'd be cool if we had someone to do that.
Are you gonna?
Actually, Cammy Whammy, the bass player for Marianne Toilet and the Runs, just volunteered to make. I think she's going to make a bunch of claymation music videos. So we're going to lend her one of our songs.
Oh, cool. I tried doing that myself with with Play-Doh, and I made a video, kind of a claymation thing. It was a pain in the ass. So more power to them.
They've done cartoons of us before, but
yeah,
I'd rather not do that. It was really.
I'm not very professional with Play-Doh. Yeah, so hopefully another video out sometime soon. But we'll see. They're making, I think, a bunch of them. So we'll see how that comes out.
That's cool. And are you guys going to be working on merchandise for Druslan, like stickers and T-shirts and all that good stuff?
Yeah, some of it will probably be similar to, like, we'll kind of, you know, steal our own ideas from the DF catalog and, you know, kind of reprint some shirts with a new logo kind of thing, and a lot of new designs as well. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a brand new presentation.
Actually, yeah, it's kind of cool you ask. We hopefully, we're going to be working with an artist named Megan LeMay. She works at Spilt Milk and Hyannis, and she's created art for like Ex Mortis and Sick Tattoo artists, and she's going to be working on some of the artwork for whatever the next album is, and hopefully perfecting the new logo too. So I just want to give her a shout out.
Always good to have help. I know I'm not the artistic type, and it's always hard to try to come up with album covers and stuff like that.
Neither are we, but it doesn't stop us.
What's that?
We're not artistic either, but it doesn't stop us from doing what we're doing.
Yep, true, exactly. Me as well. For me, it's all about...
strong war of attrition for 14 years now.
I always say for Gefeldfist, it's about quantity, not quality. So let me, I guess we'll wrap this up for now, and once we get the new song, send it over. I'll play it. I'll get the other DJs to play it as well. I'm not sure if they played. I know I played Dyslexic Logical quite a bit, and I'm not sure about the other DJs.
We appreciate that.
But yeah, thanks a lot, Peter. We appreciate everything you do for us.
I'll get them to play the new stuff as well. So let me see.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll send you some new stuff tonight. I don't know what time. Whenever I get back. So.
Okay. Oh, the other question I forgot to ask on your little bio, you have Caleb, Scott, and Mark. And who is Jason Dugan?
Jason Dugan, otherwise also known as the Hardest Core, also known as Hammerhead. He pretty much does the live samples when we play in Massachusetts only. He's kind of loyal to the state like that.
Is he the one that dresses up in the suit in the picture?
Yeah, he wears a suit. And you can't miss him.
Like what? What?
He'll do additional things too. We have a song called Hot, High, and Large. He plays bongos.
He definitely. It's like you look at the picture and say, one of these things doesn't belong. But
we're okay with that, really.
Yeah, but that's cool. Yeah.
I don't even know whose idea that was for him to wear a suit, but as soon as I heard that it was on the table, I was all for it, and I was excited. So I was just like...
I'm glad that he did it. Yeah, it's like he kind of like doubles his security. Like, you see him, and you're like, I didn't know these guys had a bodyguard. You know? But, having him stand there by the stage, it's like, it feels safe.
It kind of reminds me of...
He's a good dude. He's a friend of mine. I've known since I was a kid. So he's been very helpful to us. And
he's the mysterious man in the suit that tends to our business.
You know, look, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones had a guy in the band that just danced. I mean, he does some digging. So you know.
It kind of reminds me of what you call it, Guar, when Sleazy P. Martini was with the band, their manager. Kind of that deal.
Yeah. We're all set.
Perfect.
I mean, let's face it, he's a lot more useful than that air guitarist we played a couple of years ago. Yeah. Couldn't get one right note.
He didn't know his way around that air fretboard whatsoever. It looked like more like he was playing air tuba.
An air accordion. All right, yeah. We'll keep in touch and
I'll let you know.
Pronouns, pal.
Yeah.
Thanks again, man.
All right, take care, guys. All right, bye.